Sitting next to the best kept secret in all of mixed martial arts. Maybe no longer, though, because he's making some big news. It's Douglas Lima, two-time Bellator welterweight champion. This Saturday at Bellator 232, the fight we all had been waiting for since this welterweight Grand Prix tournament was first booked. Yep. When you go in there against defending champion Rory MacDonald. Great to have you in here, man.
Pleasure.
How fired up are you? The rematch of the spectacular fight you guys had in 2018. Rory gets the close decision win. What's your mindset entering this one?
Feel great, very excited and fired up, like you said. It's a rematch that I've been waiting since I lost that close decision. But I think it's great timing for it, man. End of the tournaments, the finals. We both, beat, game opponents to get here. And, this is good. This is good.
When this bracket was announced, we're looking at it. We're like, Rory's going to enter with the championship belt. I don't even know if he's going to get out of the first round. There's so many good fighters in this. Yep. We didn't know if MVP was going to jump through and be the real. The guy, Michael Venom-Page, that you knocked out in your last fight. Were you looking at Rory? Were you hoping that it's him at the end of the line?
For sure. Ever since last, I wanted it to be the first fight, because, I wanted that belt back. But I'm glad it worked out the way it has. He's on the other side. I'm in this side. Both, tough division, tough bracket ahead of us. And we're here at the finals. So it pretty much says, two of the best. The two of the best of Bellator in the finals, so it couldn't be better. Everything is good.
Now you're one of the top welterweights in the world, regardless of organization. You're really on a great stretch right now with Bellator. Even though we've known your name for a while as a two-time former champion, do you feel like you're getting the respect though, not just across the sport, but when you go back to Brazil, where your stature, your star value is higher than it's ever been right now?
It's definitely higher than it's ever been. It's getting better. I think it got even more after that last knockout. At the MVP knockout, everybody talked about it. And still are, to this day. So, I just got to keep doing it. Keep KOing, keep getting these good finishes, and I got to do my job, But,
keep kicking dudes in the leg and start having those things grow out of it like we saw against Rory. But I want to talk to you about that semifinal bout against MVP. He had never taken a loss. He is such a dynamic, creative striker. How did you prepare for that? How nervous were you? Not nervous in the sense of losing, but knowing that this guy can pull anything out at any time.
Yeah, it's definitely a different and difficult opponent, But the main thing with him is like when he gets into people's head, joking around, playing, the talking, I just didn't let that get to me. I'm a calm guy. Inside the cage, outside the cage, and he always respected me. He never said anything bad about me, so he just couldn't get to my head. So once I was in there, I was just staying focused, waiting for the right moment. I knew I was gonna beat him. I knew I could beat him. It just happened.
The body fell in front of you, and it was a great viral highlight that got you a lot of attention. Yeah. When I look back at your career, though. The trilogy with Koreshkov, you've had these great moments, but I feel like you got better in such steady, incremental ways along the way. Was there a turning point at all for you in that where you're like, hold up, I might be the best in the world in my own division. I think I've really got a chance at fulfilling all full potential.
I think, man, the older I got, the better I get, because it get more, more focus, Because before I used to get really big in between fights, and I was young, I used to drink back then. I quit all of that. And I'm just a better martial artist, I guess. I'm always trying to improve, man. I'm 31. I feel very young at this game still, even though I got a lot of miles in me, a lot of fights, a lot of crazy injuries that happen. I feel good, and I want to learn, I still got the love for the sport, and I think that's the main thing. And man, everybody nowadays are tough, you know what I mean? The competition is harder. There's young guys coming up that's very game, they're ready to go, and I gotta stay, you know what I mean?
You've made some physical growth adding to your game, but a lot of it mental too. We first saw you fight for a title, I think it was 2012 against Ben Askren in the Bellator cage. How different are you mentally today from that guy?
Oh, man, different person. Against Ben Askren, I'm not using it as an excuse, but, man, I was in vacation before that fight, and 8 weeks out, I came back and started camp. Like 8 weeks for a wrestler like that, it's just, there's no way. Just to get my way back down, that was 3 weeks, and Oh, I definitely paid the price there. I learned from, I got beat up bad for 5 rounds and, but that just makes you grow, it makes you more mature and like, man, this is a serious job that I had to take more serious, I'm always training now. Training is lifestyle for me. And I'm just, as I grow, as I get older, I get smarter with it and with the training, of course, and treating my body. And it's like, it's a regular thing for me now.
All right, the first fight with you and Rory MacDonald, January 2018, Los Angeles. This was a hellacious piece of business you guys put together, a great 5-round war. Yeah. He wins the title from you in close decision. I think it was his second fight under the Bellator banner. When the scores are being read, did you think you had done enough?
Yes and no. Yes, because I did a lot of damage, you know what I mean? He couldn't stand up by himself. He could barely walk. But that last round, my goodness, that still haunts me today.
Fight up for grabs entering round 5. You spend most of that fight on your back.
All of that round.
It's still in your head.
It's still here, exactly. I was like, man, the guy couldn't walk. But he gave it all, though. I'll give it to him because he gave it all on that last round. He was like, man, he didn't give me an inch of space to get up. He knew if he would get up one time there, that would be it because he couldn't walk anymore. You know what I mean? He made the most of it. Man, so much respect for that because, man, the way he was, the injury that he had, for him to do that, you got to respect that.
So the injury you're talking about on his left shin, he basically gave birth to another being that was popping out there, and you attacked it. Yeah. You dropped him. It was like shades of the great Jose Aldo in terms of that weapon. What makes your leg kicks more dangerous than the average bloke inside that cage?
I think, for me, everybody kicks hard. Everybody can kick hard, but as far as landing it all the time, landing in the right time, I think the timing is very important on that kick. Because power, man, I got power, I really think I do got a lot of power, but everybody does. Everybody hits hard. You need small gloves. There's no protection. That thing is going to hurt. But being able to land, it's a different story.
That is a different story. Yeah. How did you feel in that first fight against Rory? Look, when you were both in the stand-up, exchanging punches, did you feel like you were with him on an even level? Yeah,
I was comfortable there with him. I still had the little nerves because, man, he just came in a big name, I'm fighting Rory, man, that's good. It's a good chance. But there was so much that I was thinking, like, man, I can't do this. I can't lose this fight. I think I put too much pressure on me, and I respected him too much in the fight. But I felt good. I was like, afterwards, I was like, man, what are you doing? You could have finished this guy, man. I could have finished him 2 rounds. You know what I mean? But right now, it's just another fight, man. I think I'm looking that I'm the champion, even though I don't have the belt now. But I feel good. I feel like I'm the champion already.
Well, if we're going to compare, looking at the two of you as your fighter stocks, you're rising. We talked about the win over MVP, the trilogy win over Koreshkov to get to this point. Rory's still the champion, but we can't act like he didn't have the draw against John Fitch. Yeah. The loss at middleweight when he moved up to fight Mousasi. The interview after the Fitch fight in which he was very honest. Do you feel like you're facing, the term damaged goods would be insulting, but somebody who's not the same version of that champion when you met him in January 2018?
I'm deciding to not think like that. I'm expecting the best out of him because even though he had, those falling, I guess how you can say, but he still fought good, in my opinion. He still went out there and fought 10 rounds against tough guys, He won. So I feel that he's in a good place right now, and I think that he looks comfortable. He looks ready, confident, So, man, I'm expecting the best out of him.
What was going through your head, though, when he gave that speech after the Fitch draw, where he advances because he's the champion, and like we mentioned, he said, look, I don't know if I can keep going on fighting like this. Did you have some doubt about who he is?
I didn't have any doubts, but, it's a personal thing that he was going through, and I knew that would pass. And I've been through stuff like that before. I'm a Christian man myself. I know what he's going through, and I know he was going to come back from it. I think it's just too much emotion, especially right after a fight, a close, hard fight. And he just spoke from the heart, man. I respect that. A lot of people does. But I still think he still got it on him. He's still a dangerous fighter. He's a good striker, he's a complete fighter, So I'm expecting him to bring it. I'm going to bring it. it's going to be even better than the first time.
Can't wait for this fight. I'll be there in my own backyard there of Connecticut, Mohegan Sun, when it's on DAZN. Bellator 232 on Saturday night in this main event title rematch. Looking back at that first fight, how much is wrestling defense, takedown defense going to be a big part of the attack for you in this one?
For sure. I mean, I showed that against Koreshkov. You know, I had to work on that. And it wasn't really about the defense. It's just a mental thing. Because, man, every time I would get there, I was like, man, I can't get tired. I'm not going to fight this position. It's too hard. I don't want to gas out. It's like, man, that's out of the question. It's like you're going to have to fight. If you're tired, you fight tired. You know, and that's the mentality that I'm going through in these fights now. Because, man, can't let that happen, man. Can't give up a takedown in the last round when you have the fight in the bag. So, like I said, it was a lot of growth for me after that fight. And I'm ready to show it this Saturday.
Oh, man, I'm fired up. I'm fired up for this one. I want to see this fight
now. I want to go now.
That was a hellaciously fun fight
Yes,
the first time around. You're making big moves. How fun has this tournament been as a whole? Because what I like about it as a journalist, as a fan, is you don't know what matchup you're going to get. It's not like, will this guy face this guy? Hey, you signed up for it. You're going to have to face the best. This been something you enjoyed?
I love it. It's like my third tournament with Bellator, my fourth in my career. I won all of them. And here I am about to win another one. And it feels good. It's like I say, you don't know who you're going to face. I would rather pick the opponents like right there. They give me a box with the names and pick it up. And for me, that's the way to go, But they chose it. It was pretty much strikers against grapplers in some ways. And I like how they did it. I love the turnout of it. Every 8 guys was game. They was ready to go. And here we are, man. The last, part of it. And I feel good. I feel great, honestly, man. I just can't wait to go. Can't wait.
What would the Douglas Lima, the phenom of 2006, when you turned pro, think if you showed him where you are today, on the cusp of this rematch, third chance at the Bellator title, would you believe you'd accomplished this much?
I did. I would. Because I always had I had faith. I loved this. Ever since I started training, I knew this was going to be my career. I think it could be even better if I wasn't so dumb and I was young, If I had my mindset right now that I did back then, woof, I'll be an undefeated world champion. Maybe not undefeated, but I'll probably be even better. But it's just a blessing what it's been. It's been an amazing, ups and downs. And I feel good. I feel good with myself. I feel good with what I've done and what I've been doing. And I just want to keep getting better, leave a legacy behind, and learning from the mistakes, learning and getting better every day, not just, in fighting, it's life, and I love the process.
I love it. I love hearing you break that down. So when we see you walk in there and touch gloves with Rory for the second round, if you will, round 2 of this fight series against you, title on the line, what's this fight gonna look like? We going 5 full? Are you hoping to end it early? What's this fight gonna look like?
I'm hoping to end it early, like 2-3 minutes in, two rounds at most. I'm looking to finish him. No matter what. But we're ready to fight 5 rounds as well. You know what I mean? Like I said, his game, he's not an easy guy to fight. They got good strategies and game plans. They're always good with that, but I'm prepared for the best of him, and I hope he's ready for what's coming.
All right, if you get your hand raised, what is that going to say to the rest of the world about who you are?
It's like, man, I've always wanted to be in the top. You know what I mean? Top of the division. I want to be talked about, one of the best welterweights, the best welterweight on the planet, and that's one step closer right there. I really believe, I'm up there, and I can beat any welterweight on the planet. Any given day, despite the organization, it doesn't matter where. I can beat anybody.
Leg kicks from hell. The phenom Douglas Lima. Can't wait to see this rematch. Rory MacDonald, Saturday night. Bellator 232 from the woods in Connecticut. Can't wait to check it out. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.